Hi guys! I just wanted to give you a quick garden update. A couple weeks can make a big difference in the garden in the spring. And aren't these gorgeous red buds here? These are right next to our carport, and they're actually volunteers. They just grew here on their own in the hill of Pachysandra. But aren't they gorgeous, guys? I'm hoping that purple comes across on the video. It's so beautiful. The lily of the valley's coming up, looking gorgeous, very lush. And my beautiful golden Unimas look fantastic. They're a beautiful chartreuse green, particularly in the spring. The new growth is so pretty. Isn't that beautiful, guys? I think these are called tete-a-tete daffodils, and they're just finishing up, but aren't they gorgeous? Each stalk has lots of little daffodils on it, and they've done really well here in this spot. This spot gets a lot of sun. The Sweet William I grew from seeds last year is coming up. It's not in flower yet, but it's around the base of this arborvitae bush. I was happy to see that, and it's so nice when seeds you grow turn into big plants the following year. And this is the year that I guess they'll flower. We shall see. Here's an example of ground cover that I love. This is the Variegated Vinca, and it's got bright purpley blue flowers throughout. All of this is right under my forsythia, which just finished blooming. But there are these beautiful, beautiful blooms and such pretty new leaves. I think that's such a pretty look. I've cleaned up the triangle garden. This is all perennial flowers, and they each have a little bit of compost around them, and they really fill out nicely. I have autumn joy sedum right here all across the front. They're coming up, and I have some white cone flowers right there and some sea holly right behind it, two of those. I planted a peony behind that right there, and I have liatris in the back and a tomato seedling. And I'm excited to see that my two Russian sage plants have come back, and they're going to look nice. They grow tall. And I've got some purple alliums here which have not bloomed yet, but I'm looking forward to that. But everything came back nicely. Oh, and I have some daisies right here. So those will look really nice. But this is mostly a perennial cut garden. And although it looks barren now, give it 1 month and it'll be lush, full of greenery, and maybe we'll have some flowers. I'm also going to be adding zinnias in here wherever there's some space. And I also put my beautiful sundial on a concrete pad, so that'll be nice and level. And wow, the red vein sorrel has gotten really lush. Looks like it's time for me to dehydrate some more and make sorrel powder. It has done so well there. I'm so glad I planted it. And it's in front of my hydrangea, my big hydrangea from my mother-in-law. And that leafed out, but it did get a little bit damaged in a late frost. So I'm hoping the blooms were not affected. But the sorrel's really stealing the show right now. I've gone ahead and planted some tomatoes, and I'm taking a chance. I realize that it might be too early, but if I end up getting a cold night, I'll come out here with some Ziploc bags and just cover them up. But meanwhile, they've doubled in size since I put them in the ground a few days ago. It's amazing how happy they are. This makes me very happy. There are bees using the pollinator house. Let me show you why. How I know As you can see, those tubes are filled up with mud. And I think that they lay their larvae in the back of the tube and they fill it with mud. But look at that, it's already, some of those little tubes are filled up. So my pollinator house was a success. And another success that I'm noticing are my potatoes. Look guys, all of my potatoes have grown up and out of the bag, and I have been hilling up the dirt around them. But guess what? I need to add some more. See those stalks? I need to put more dirt around those. So I guess I'll be making a trip to the store. But look at that, guys. That was the potato project I showed you over a month ago. We planted potatoes in grow bags. So they are doing so well. That's exciting to see. Many of the ferns I planted last year are coming up and unfurling. And I wanted to show you a peek at this side garden that I've been working on little by little. I added a trellis. I painted the chair purple. I have hung some hooks up on either side of the trellis, and I've put out my spider plants. So they've been happy. I'll have to bring them in if it gets too chilly at night, but so far so good. Been out here for 3 days already. And I've got a hosta coming up, and just yesterday I added in this little hydrangea. So that should look really nice when it grows up. And all along here I have pachysandra. So this whole area will be filled with pachysandra. And I have my 2 boxwoods here on either side of the path. And I have put in alyssum, so that'll be a beautiful purple carpet all around those variegated boxwoods. My ginger wine 9-bark has come back, and it's the prettiest orange. It even shows up in all these brown leaves in this bed. And my rustic flower bed is full of tulips. I hope that mixed purple batch shows up. They're beautiful purples. I really love this mix of tulips. They're so beautiful. So they're the first show, and then I've got lots of different perennials in this bed, which will come out later spring and summer for more floral shows. Here's some hostas that are farther along. They're the variegated type, and I have them all over my property because I really have a lot of shady corners. But this is the back of the polytunnel, and I thought it was just a really nice place to put them. And I thought it improved the view for my Adirondack chairs in the owl corner. But I thought that would be nice to put along the back side. So they've come back really nicely. Wow, a few warm days and a lot of rain, and the place is greened up.